And we now roll on out for what promises to be a big last race of the weekend here for the Utes. Not far away, Raul Harris will have pole position here. So he just pulls this car up. He's just got out of the Dunlop Series car, where he was in the naughty corner once or twice in that race, but now we're ready to go. The grid filling up for the final race of the Australian V8 Ute Racing Series here this weekend. And they queue up like this. The front row left vacant for Luke Spalding. Behind them, Raul Harris alongside Nathan Pretty. David Cedars inside row 3. Kim Jane alongside him. He won the reverse grid race. Ryan Hansford, second in the points. Needs a good one here. Aaron Borg on the outside of row 5. Biggest group of cars we've had for the Utes all season long. Keep an eye out for some of the faster guys like Craig Dontas out of P16. Hasn't been a good weekend for Jack Elsgood. Clearing that grid now. Great to see the new Clipsal Iconic range for Matt Nolan. And a great sponsorship for an electrician, so there's a really good partnership between himself and Clipsal. Looking forward to plenty of big announcements about next year's Clipsal 500 in the coming days. All right, Dino, the Ute boys, they never hold back. Looking forward to this one. Racing in memory of Luke Spalding, who lost his life recently, who raced in this category this year. We're off and running. Great start, Nathan Pretty. Raul Harris, after trying to get off the start line earlier today in a Dunlop Series car, realises that the Ute hasn't quite got the same bite, and he falls back to third at the first corner. Yeah, caught napping there, Raul. But Nathan's taking advantage of that, and he'll be looking in his mirrors going, yes, I'm going to win one of these races. I'm going to try my best anyway. So he's got the best possible start to the race. Hopefully these guys are a little bit more sensible going into turn 2 this race. And good gap already to Kim Jane. Been deserving of a race win all season long. What a time it would be to grab one. Raul Harris back to 4th. He'll be kicking himself after that. He's had a great start to the weekend. Qualifying fastest, winning the first race. So it's Pretty, Jane Cedars. How about this battle? Oh, it's Jeremy Gray fighting away with Ryan Hansford. He's on the outside. Broke a push rod earlier today on Conrod straight. Managed to finish the race off, though. Despite that, they've had an engine change in that car. He's been right on board with his teammate and team owner, Bruce Oaklands. Yeah, we're a bit unsure up here what happened to him earlier in that last race. So it didn't look like there's anything wrong with the car, but he obviously dropped back, so that explains it. But good to see they got that engine change done really quickly, and he's back out there now. No Jared McLeod out there after his nasty crash earlier, head on with the fence at the chase, hit the wall at 88 kilometres per hour, and thankfully he was okay. Managed to jump out of that car a little bit sore. As the queue of cars goes falling down the mountain. Love this part of the racetrack. It's so steep. Now watch the onboard from Jared McLeod's crash here. Locks up the tyres, takes the grass, and was just a passenger into the fence. Oh! That's the second time I've seen that, and I still cringe just before he hits the wall. But yeah, it's unlucky. As it bounced off the grass, it sort of sent him into tyre smoke from a couple of cars behind. Yeah, this is Terry Nightingale following him. Watch him hit the wall. Oh, sickening hit. And Bazadzik going around. It's a pretty epic onboard there for the local Bathurst boy, with a lot of support from the Bathurst local council here this weekend. Visit bathurst.com.au if you ever want to come and see this part of the world. As Kim Jane fighting away here. That crash in McLeod was enough to actually push the engine through the firewall, and the engine hit him in the shin. Yeah. Very lucky boy. Oh, dude, he's very lucky. Obviously, a frontal impact is probably the best one we can have. It's got all the crumple zones designed. The Hans device works the best in that situation. But, yeah, it's amazing that it's actually made contact with his shin. That shows you how hard it was. And they probably can't calculate the actual G force that it pulled as he hit the wall. But as you can see from the image, it was very, very solid. It also scuffed the 2 arms of his Hans device, proving that the Hans device did its job. The seatbelts dug down onto it and saved him from any head or neck injuries. And he's actually in the big screen commentary box right now calling this race for the local track PA. So good to see Jared back out there with a smile on his face as we fight away on the second lap here. Nathan Pretty finally getting some luck after a DNF in the last race of Townsville. He's been sort of in and out the top 5 this weekend, but this is a great work at the moment, leading the round, not just the race, as Dontas trying to get his way through. Yeah, Dontas on a fight back. Obviously, he qualified a fair way up earlier in the weekend, but was unfortunate in that last race to get taken out and not be able to partake. But
one of those things, you can have a car that's, 1.5 to 2 seconds a lap quicker around here, and it's so hard to pass. You can't pass over the top without any risk, although he's having a look here.
Oh. And he's on the brakes as the man they call Mr. Damage pulls up at the exit of Blundstone Bend.
Stop before the actual gap there. Hopefully, maybe just drive it on the starter mode to get it out of the way.
That's an awkward spot. That's right where the cars would be swinging through the left fender. Here's Oakland's one of a few guys having a moments down there this weekend. I was up on the Cooper's roll bar earlier watching the Dunlop Series race from up there. It's just an awesome spot to watch motor cars going around with a nice cold Coopers. How about this one here for Jack Elsgood, the 2009 champion. He's had a bit of a weekend to forget what is going on at the Chase. They do realise there's a racetrack there that they can use. Look how much grass is put on the circuit.
Every session these guys have done this weekend, it's actually been quite shady and cold. So now that it's pretty hot out there, the sun's very strong on the circuit. Wow, the grip level will actually be a little bit less. So
Nandikis had a problem there, but managed to actually climb halfway up the mountain with that issue, which is impressive as the teams go ripping through the Chase. This fight was awesome in race 2, and now the Mango Credit Ute wants that position. Oh, that's right on the outside of that front tyre, which is enough to maybe give it a puncture or hurt the steering. Hopefully it's okay. Royal Harris is in the fight. Classic Ute racing right here.
Royal needs to ease up here a bit. Oh no, he's just going to turn in. Hopefully they go side by side with no dramas.
Or just sail around the outside, no worries. Cedars gave him a lot of room then.
Yeah,
quite
great driving, yeah.
Now, what does Mason Barbera do here?
These guys are just banging in panels the whole way down the straight.
Awesome stuff. We love the Utes, and this is why. Great racing as they lean on each other through turn 1. Again, they give each other another kiss.
Now, obviously, we're going to have a yellow flag as we come up into turn 2 here, so they need to sort themselves out before they get to the yellow flag zone. They won't know that car's there either unless they've had a call on their radio. So
Cedars has his nose in front. So he'll have a bit of an argument here to say that he had it. Oh, they're still into each other. Not seeing any yellows, at least on our camera angle. Oh, gee, that's close. Oh.
Cedars had to get way out of it there.
My goodness. That is on the limit.
Maybe Cedars has got a tyre problem now after all that rubbing, because he's dropped right back.
Well, this could be a championship-defining moment as the Mango Credit Ute is slowing. He is the championship leader. What's going to be the end of this race? We'll wait and see. Nathan Pretty leading the way over the halfway point. The Australian V8 Ute Racing Series. And his lead now 3.4 seconds. This battle raging on through the elbow. Lock up there for Hansford. Gets it pulled up. What's going to happen down Conrod here? Great battles the whole way through the pack. The second half of the last race of the Utes. Chad Nailon and Dean Canto enjoying the action with you at home. It's been frantic racing all weekend long with these guys.
Yeah, plenty of jockeying for position at the moment and plenty of panel rubbing. Royal Harris, this is the move that's got him back to the lead for the round in the points. But Kim came back at him down Conrod, amazingly.
Just a small touch and left a bit of a donut on the door. It went on all the way down the hill. And Kim Jane got picked off by Barbera and Hansford. And then Jeremy Gray wanted a piece of that action. Couldn't quite get that move made. So Pretty, Harris, Barbera, your top 5 at the moment. Top 3, I should say. And Cedars also now around Kim Jane. Got another spot back in that Mango Credit Ute. Harris turning the fastest lap of the race there as he chases down Nathan Pretty. And that Red Rooster delivery cam sailing high above the Utes. Ironic as we go across the Virgin Australia signage down there as well.
So Cedars now, he's still got points margin over Hansford for the round at the moment, so he's sitting behind him on track. And again, if he's considering the championship, he doesn't really need to push to pass him. He's obviously gathered himself back up after the earlier contact with Ryle. They were pushing each other side by side all the way down Mountain Straight. And luckily, Cedars there didn't get a puncture. He thought he might have at one stage.
You know, we've had 15 races this year. Nathan Pretty has finished 2nd in 5 of them and 3rd in 4 of them. Yet to win one, though. It's something that he's been long deserving of so far in 2016. He's got a comfy 3-second lead now over Ryle Harris. Although Ryle turned the fastest lap of the race on that last lap. Ryle Harris fresh out of his Dunlop Series race, where he got no less than 5 drive-through penalties during the course of that one.
Yeah, bit of communication between the pits. I saw he came across the grass there for the pit entry at one stage, so just a bit of experience in that sort of situation. Obviously, he's not used to doing pit stops, and yeah, it's, so that caught him out. But you learn from your mistakes, and yeah, drive-through penalties obviously hurt you in that situation.
Great to see the Burbank Homes entry out the front here, deservedly so. You know, I saw Nathan's very good friend Randy Corners getting around the pit area earlier, doing a few interviews. If you've never met Randy Corners, he's a real character. Yeah, he and Nathan are very close.
He's back here again, is he?
He's back at the mountain.
Always pops up, that guy.
Never seen him and Nathan Pretty in the same room, amazingly.
But Nath is, he was quicker than Ryle in that first sector there, but all he has to do is manage that gap now. We've got 1.5 laps remaining. And look, at the end of the day, if he wins this race, not the round, but this race, he can walk away going, I won the last race at Bathurst before the next round. And he's got to carry that glory until they race again.
Hard under brakes down at the chase. Nathan Pretty, only the one race win here in 2014 for him. It won't be enough to see him win the round. Ryle Harris, second in this race, looking good. Check out the defensive driving here. Nightingale in the middle. Dontas behind him, and they're both trying to get around Aaron Borg, who was third in the reverse grid race, and I was very impressed with his efforts. He's just a young kart driver who's made his way up the ranks. And here he is on Australia's biggest and grandest track.
So Dontas just slowly picking off whoever he can, lap by lap, but quite a competitive field this weekend. And Nathan Pretty, as you mentioned before, he won't win the round at the current sort of situation, but it's only 2 points in it. He'd be a little bit disappointed with that, but I'm sure he'll still be happy with a race win. As you said, he's finished second a fair few times this year and third, so anyone will take a race win when they can get one. So still yellows at turn 2, no passing allowed. Let's see how close that car is in the exit here. Yeah, it's okay. Just worse from the outside camera angle that we had earlier.
Nightingale was keen to give it some room then. He was not getting anywhere near it. He's the man just ahead of us in car number 30. Pit stop pies on the tailgate. A real local Bathurst operation, this one. The Nightingale name might ring a bell. Brian Nightingale used to drive here in the great race many moons ago. Had a very famous moment in one of the sand traps down here in the last corner. The great race fans and historians. There's Nathan Pretty on his last lap here. He's going to pick up a big win for Burbank Homes, Murphy Motorsport, if he can bring it home. He's turning the fastest lap of the race so far this time round, trying to do a Peter Brock lap record run.
Purple sectors, but we saw Ryle Harris just in the background there as Nathan crested Skyline. And Ryle had 2 wheels just over the edge of the curb. He's still pushing hard, and that middle sector he actually caught Nathan by a second. So he obviously tightened the belts for that run up Mountain Straight and over the top of the hill that lap. It's just 1 second that he made on Nathan's pretty big at the end of the lap when the tyres are not at their best anymore.
So it's looking like this. Pretty will win this race, but Harris will win the round. Pretty will get the second step of the podium. It's an allotment of points across the weekend. Chance here for Cedars. First and second in the championship go at it at the chase. It's not a huge deal in this if he doesn't get him. It's only a few points, but he's worked that beautifully. That's how you get the over-under. Gets the overlap. They bump tyres. Down the hill will go. We'll give this win to Pretty, but good fights the whole way through as he breaks through for his first win of the year. But Harris gets his win of the round here, deservedly so, and Cedars picks the pocket of Hansford right at the end. And in all 3 races this weekend, he's finished above the guys who are second and third in the championship. He is looking very good now, heading into the last couple of rounds of the championship. Someone's letting off a big celebratory donut down there somewhere by the sounds of it. And that was enjoyable, Dino. They wrap it up like this. Pretty gets the race win. Ryle Harris, though, gets the round win. And that's the 3rd straight time that he's gone pole position to the round win here at the Mountain. Craig Woods just outside the top 10. Jack Ellsgood fought his way through to be in 15th. Troy Dondas, his twin brother, a bit further up the road, but he was down there in 17th position ahead of a big field. And right, okay, Todd Zoni never made it home. Up to the Rotors and gravel at the last corner in the Star Payment Systems entry. The Utes just wanted to give us something to remember them by here this weekend.
Yep, that is Beach Dasbro.